Hi guys, it's Amira. Welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a lazy enchilada bake. And this is our enchilada sauce that I made during our last video. If you missed that, check out the link in the description. Find a 9x13 casserole dish and spray it down with your oil spray. Next, you're just going to use any tortillas you have on hand. I had corn tortillas from Aldi that I needed to use up, so that's what I used. And they were kind of broken, so I just sprinkled them on the bottom and didn't make a big deal out of it. This is a pantry challenge recipe, so just use what you got and get it done. You want to make sure you put enough tortillas to cover the entire bottom of the casserole dish. Next, I added some corn. This was in my pantry, canned corn, so I just went ahead and used a can of that. I drained it and then I just sprinkled about half of the can on top of the tortillas. The next thing I used was a can of refried beans. I had this in the pantry. I usually don't use canned refried beans, so I was shocked to find it, but it fits the recipe, so I used it. If you have regular beans in the house or canned beans, you can easily just sprinkle those on top instead. I spread the refried beans around, so that way it's on top of the corn and the tortillas. I found something green. I had some chopped up green pepper in the fridge, so I went ahead and added that to the mix. You can add anything you want to this, onions, peppers, whatever you have, go ahead and add it to this enchilada bake. I almost forgot that I had some leftover ground meat from spaghetti night in the fridge. So again, add anything you find in the fridge to this enchilada bake. I'm so glad I found it because it fits perfectly within the dish and it was delicious. Next, you're gonna add another layer of the tortillas. So just again, break them up if you want, or you can just lay them straight over if you have circle tortillas that aren't all broken up like mine. After putting down that next layer of tortillas, you're gonna add in the rest of the corn. And then I also put the rest of the refried beans on top. So you're getting basically 2 layers of everything. Now for the last layer of the enchilada bake, I did try to use my almost whole tortillas. So I saved these for last. I want a nice flat surface for this last little layer because this is where we're gonna put the sauce and the cheese. So it's pretty important that you leave your bigger pieces for this layer. Let me show you what it looks like when it's done. So for this recipe, if I was making it my regular way, I would have used like a Mexican or Colby Jack, but I only had sharp cheddar on hand, so that's what I used. It is a pantry challenge meal. Don't be afraid to use whatever cheese you have on hand. You can always add a little bit of seasoning to it if you want it to be more of a Mexican dish. But since we're gonna be using my enchilada sauce in this, I figured all the seasoning will come from the sauce. And yes, I use the whole block of cheese. Half of this cheese probably should have gone in the middle layer of the enchilada bake, but that's all right. We're just gonna put it all on the top and call it a day. Time for that enchilada sauce that we made. Again, this was a really easy sauce made out of pantry ingredients. If you missed that video, go ahead and watch it. And this is probably my favorite part because you get to put a lot of sauce on top of all of that enchilada bake. I was tempted to use all of the sauce, but I only used about half of the recipe that I showed you guys in the last video. You want to make sure all of those tortillas are completely covered in sauce because that's going to make it ooey and gooey and delicious. Up next, the cheese. Just take all of that shredded cheese and put it on top of your enchilada bake. And here you go. It started to get a little bit dark outside, but you guys can see how much cheese I put on top of this. Let's see what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. Place it in the oven for about 30 to 45 minutes or until the cheese is bubbly at 350 degrees. I actually overcooked mine, but it still turned out really great. Thanks so much for watching our lazy enchilada bake recipe. If you enjoyed this recipe, let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, and we'll be back very soon with another lazy mom meal. That's what I'm gonna start calling them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.